once they were happy, the warrants would be signed electronically.
Ms Eagle.
Thank you. Once the process had changed in the way in which you've just described, did you receive then any further guidance on how to deal with warrant applications, or did you just feel like you were administering a process?
So the change was certainly communicated by email, but as is often the case in the courts, your legal advisor will brief you moments before you enter the court and again in open court as to what you need to be satisfied of, and that would have been the norm. In the moment, the legal advisor would have been taking us through step by step what we needed to be satisfied of.
But if you, as a magistrate, had concerns about an application for a warrant, or just had a general concern that you're being asked suddenly to okay a number that you couldn't satisfy yourself about in the way in which you had previously, could you ask for any more information about an individual applicant? Could you pluck one out of the list and say, Mr. Bloggs, tell me about this application?
Had I, as a winger, asked my presiding justice to do that, my presiding justice would have asked me to justify the grounds on which I was doing that, and if I had sort of made up a requirement that I wanted to sample the list on that basis, I think that would have been treated as irregular and wouldn't have been allowed to go ahead. So no, I wouldn't have been able to pick any address out.
Am I right in thinking that the guidance issued at the same time as the bulk upload procedure was introduced from the National Leadership Magistrate justified these changes in the sense that advice to justices hadn't kept up with the way in which utility companies operate, and the rationale appeared to be that given that the utility companies weren't enforcing entry to disconnect, that therefore the previous way of doing things was disproportionate. Was that the rationale for this change in guidance?
That is a retrofitted rationale, I would say. So the guidance that you're referring to is an articulation of the process that was issued just this year. So although the process changed in 2019, that guidance came out just earlier this year. And you're absolutely right. And in that guidance, it makes, for example, no reference whatever to the 500 to 600,000 people a year who self-disconnect. No reference at all.
I was going to make the point